Tayali, and also as a public lawyer, yesterday, or should have, yes, we've seen Zesco removing the subsidy on the meter separation fees and also the connection fees. As a public lawyer, what do you make of this decision?
You see, most of the times issues that relate to the public, issues of high public interest, when you are a politician, you always want to speak, the language that people, the majority, will like. Yes. You know that people want to hear this. And unfortunately, maybe this is where I will fail as a politician, because I like to speak the truth. Okay. In spite of how many people are going the other direction, I saw social media was breaking yesterday. Yes. Social media was breaking, including today. It was breaking with a lot of people saying, Mwatipai, Zesco Mwatipai. I think, some of the sentiments that I've had with Zesco, where we are coming from. At one point, I almost raided this place when Dr. Kunda was being interviewed. I shouted at, your director here to say, can I come there? I want to speak to that man, because really, some of the issues, I am so critical of Zesco. But on this one, I am with Zesco. On this one, I am with Zesco. Why? Number one, we first of all have to understand, a lot of people are saying Zesco have increased from 1,700 to 7,000. Yes. It is not an increase. Zesco has not increased anything. Zesco has just removed the subsidies. And basically what was happening is that if you want your house to be electrified, to be connected, you would go and pay 1,700. When you pay 1,700, Zesco would have to organize the resources. If they need, let's say it is 500 meters, and that 500 meters, they need maybe 5 poles. And each poles and the wires might cost them, maybe 50,000. They will still have to connect you. And if they are late, you even start complaining. Zesco twalili pilenda lama 1,700. But you have paid 1,700. And yet Zesco has to connect you at the expense of 50,000 kwacha. Now, this was not making sense. Mind you, Zesco is a business. Zesco is a business and must run as a business for it to give us the services that we need. Because if we don't, if Zesco doesn't make money, how will Zesco survive? How will Zesco give us the services that we need? Right now, we are on this program. We are enjoying. People are watching this program in their homes, on the phones, because there is electricity. If there is no electricity, it would be difficult. So how do you sustain Zesco and yet you're Muleva Pela 1,700? So Zesco now, what they have done, and this, I believe, I understand it well. What they have done is they are basically saying, if you want to be connected and your house is 500 meters from where they have to get the electricity, they will measure, they will quote you. If it is 5 poles costing 10,000 or whatever it is, they will say it is 50,000 kwacha. That's what you need to pay. That doesn't mean that Zesco has increased. No. And I remember on a program, right here on Movie TV, Dr. Kunda said, we are actually looking at an option of getting, a third party, so that the third party can actually put the cables and the poles. Then for us, we just switch on. Yes. And this is what they are doing. And you can say, no, it is not good, but Zesco has to run as a business. Right. Otherwise, it will not give us the services that we need. So from my point of view, Zesco, on this one, I am with them. Because if we give them, it's like, if I pay you for a service and I pay you the right amount, then I've got the right to follow you to say, hey, you haven't delivered. You have no excuse. So the next time we start, if Zesco remove the subsidies and they are not performing, we can hold them, we can confidently, hold them accountable to say, we are paying you and you are not delivering. I know there are certain instances, maybe which this is an appeal which I can make as a public lawyer. Yes. There are certain instances where we need to make a consideration. For example, in rural areas, Vamayo, okay, Nabakulila Kayanda, and look, it's in the rural area, and for me for them to get connected, you might find that it's a longer distance. I may not afford, or my mother may not afford. So in those instances, when we are talking about rural areas, we should consider that. But I am comforted by the fact that there is a policy, there is already a project, which is called rural electrification.
Yeah.
So I think that should be able to cater for those people who are in rural areas or for those people who are poor. I think also the same thing happens in some of these peri-urbans where Mwakombon and everything. I'm sure Zesco will not say, no. Tayali wants to connect his house in Roma. I don't think they are going to charge the same amount in some of these areas. I think there will be that consideration. And if they are not thinking about it, I'm making an appeal as a public lawyer that please make consideration for those low class areas.
Okay. So that's heard, and your submission on the decision for Zesco to remove the subsidies. And also, maybe you make a mention or a comment on the appointment of the new Dawn